Hello my fellow freedom builders, and welcome back to yet another video here on the channel. I promised you a while back that I would do an update on the Nikola stock when something new came up, and I've been collecting a bit and researching a bit further, and there is material not enough for a new video here. So if you stick to it here for the next 15 minutes or so, I will give you the newest updates. There are both some new analysis coming out of Nikola, and I have been doing a bit of research myself in some previous stories about them, and we'll do a bit of what we call qualitative fundamental analysis. I'll get back to that in a second. So first of all, before we go any further, remember to subscribe if you haven't done it already. Alright, when I did my Nikola stock analysis, I was quite skeptical and critical about the stock, and the first stock or the first video I made, I said that I didn't really see how they could make this vision happen. It was not that I didn't like the vision. I do like this green energy stuff, and lately all of the EV stocks, the electrical vehicle stocks, have simply gone up like crazy. So it's not that I don't like the niche and the sector, but I simply couldn't see how they had enough money to finance their visions, where they wanted to be a leader in hydrogen. They were saying that they were going to be a leader in battery tech because of some new magic tech they had invented that nobody knew about. They were going to roll out a complete network of hydrogen stations all over the United States. And yeah, well, now they have started to take some orders on the Badger, the smaller vehicles, and so on and so forth. I simply didn't see it. So, of course, it interests me when some professional analysts come out with their analysis of the stock, and that is what we're going to look at today. All right, first of all, let's look at the stock itself, the pricing. And as you can see here, it has done very well for a while, and then for the last 3-4 weeks it has been not doing so well. Actually, from the top up here, and of course some people must have bought here because the price was noted here. Right now it is down around 40%. It has been worse, so it has gone up a bit. It has been down here at 56%. There was a thing that here the other day, I think it was the 3rd or the 4th of July, that was the day where people with the warrants, they could actually go out and sell their stock. So that was some very early investors that had put money in. They were allowed to go out and sell their stocks to this date, and that was pretty much when the stock started to crumble a bit. And then we have seen a turn up. I don't like this. If you followed my analysis, just pure technical analysis, you know that when a stock starts to establish itself, to find some ground below the 20 SMA, that is definitely a stock I would not own. So had I owned it, I would probably have sold it down here around 50, 52. Of course, right now it is at 56, 57, but it can easily go up. I shouldn't be the one to say that it can go up to 100. I don't have any crystal ball that I can predict prices in, but it is maybe not as likely as people thought up here. If we look at the Tesla stock that I compared Nikola with in the beginning, I got in here around the first one around 1050 here, 1050, and then the next day a bit higher here. So that has been a nice ride. I have no idea if they're going to retrace as well. Nobody knows, but right now the trend is good. All right, that is the technical aspect of it. But what is the news that I'm going to talk about here today then? Well, maybe you know this woman here. Her name is Cathie Woods, and she is from ARK Invest. And ARK Invest are the ones that, I don't know if you can say they were famous, but a lot of people learned to know them, or got to know them when they predicted that Tesla would go to, was it $7,000? $7,000, and that was quite a statement. And she's doing an interview on CNBC. I'll link to all of the articles here below the video, so you can click in on this Flipboard article here. There's a link to the CNBC interview where she tells about how she sees Nikola today and compare them with the Tesla. But I can give you a resume here, because what she says is, there's a bit of a larger article here about it. She says that they've been doing a very thorough analysis on both Nikola and Tesla, and she says there's simply no comparison. And I know those of you Nikola fans, you might be a bit angry at me now, but you can be angry at Cathie Woods from ARK Invest, because she's the one saying it. So, but what she's saying is that one of the main differences, and that is exactly what I mentioned in my first videos, is that when Tesla went on the exchange, they actually had a product out running, and they had customers. Of course, there were liquidity problems, and there were manufacturing problems. There was a ton of problems. But Nikola right now, they have nothing. They simply have nothing. They have a lot of plans, but that is basically what it is. I think I compared it in one of my videos also to this metaphor of the gold minings, as I have mentioned a couple of times, where we have the majors and the juniors, and the juniors are pretty much just lottery tickets with a guy saying, I think we can find gold here, and then you have to risk your money in on his plans to find the gold. And that's pretty much where Nikola is today. And before you start writing in the comment section, I know that they have visions. I know that some think that hydrogen is the future. I'm not a technician, so I simply don't know if batteries will win, if compressed natural gas will win, if hydrogen will win. I have no clue. But what ARK Invest do in their analysis is, and we have the interview here as well, they compare the costs. That is the production cost, it is the price of the energy to the trucks, and it is the cost for rolling out a complete hydrogen network system to United States. And what she says is that Nikola will pretty much go bankrupt before they reach their goals in 2024. I'm not sure she mentions the bankrupt part, but that is pretty much what she says. She says there is no way on earth that they have money enough to reach their goals. So, and that is exactly what I said in my first video, so I'm glad she's saying the same here, because she's a clever lady. What I said was that there was one solution, that was that they simply went bankrupt. Another solution was that they had to borrow a lot of money. I'm not sure who would lend this money to them right now, but the third solution was that they would issue more stocks. And if that was a solution, they might reach their goals. I shouldn't say that they can't reach their goals, but they would dilute the stocks so much that the one buying the stocks right now, they would only be worth a fraction. So that is pretty much what she's saying. There's a lot of analysis about it here. It also says here, Nikola's CEO, Trevor Milton, describes the Badger, that is the new car they've started to take reservations on here, is the coolest electric pickup truck the world's ever seen. Well, there's a slight little problem here. No one has ever seen it. If we go to their website, we can see here, well, we have seen it. It is here. Well, it looks nice, doesn't it? And apparently there are some batteries that can run a projector so you can watch a movie. That's fine. But if we look at the website, we cannot see it running. Oh yes, you might say, here it's running. No, this is Photoshop. It is so it is so clear. This is Photoshop. This is a mock-up. We have the specs here, but we simply haven't seen the car. We haven't seen the car out rolling on the road. No customers have ever tried it. So I'm not too much into this pickup truck, the coolest pickup truck the world has ever seen, because the world has not seen it. So maybe they will at some point. I'm not sure. Well, I started digging a bit more the last couple of weeks, and when we do what we call a qualitative fundamental analysis, it is not the numbers we're looking at. The numbers are all this, will they have money enough, and what are their price earning, and so on and so forth. But the qualitative fundamental analysis, if you don't know it, is where we look at their products, is their future for the products, and we must say that right now the world is going towards a greener transportation future, and we can see all the EV companies right now, they are shooting left and right. So that is fine enough. But in a qualitative fundamental analysis, you also look at the management. So when Trevor Milton is saying that we can do this, we can do that, we have superior battery technology just around the corner, I mentioned that in my second Nikola video, where Trevor Milton said that they had a battery that would cost the half. It only took half the place, half the space in the car, and it was cost the half, and it would take up half the space, and that was double the effect, I think it was. And he said that they had some sort of research team, but no researchers in the real world in the universities have ever seen a research paper on this allegedly revolutionary battery technology. And then you might say, well, shouldn't you just trust the man? And that is when you start to dig a bit into what he has done before. Has he been a man of his words before? Has it held through what he said before? And no, it hasn't. For instance, when he started out, and let's just remember that in 2015-16, when they just started out, Nikola, it was actually not a hydrogen truck they were introducing. That was a battery slash compressed natural gas truck they were introducing. And they were saying that they would revolutionize the world. They would be a Tesla killer with their compressed natural gas and their batteries. And they would roll out natural gas stations all over the United States and so on and so forth. Have we heard that somewhere before? Oh yes, we have. We have heard it from Trevor Milton now with their hydrogen trucks and the Badger and so on. And what it comes to here, and this is an article from, I think, the other day, 18th of June, yes, here, I'll link to this one below as well. It seems that when Trevor Milton was introducing this first truck in December 2016 in a gigantic show and all lights and flashy stuff, it seems like what he actually said, and there are of course recordings from that, what he actually said was that this one was ready to go. But what it comes out to now is that it was not. The truck that they showed at that show was nowhere near ready to hit the road. Actually, they have taken out all of the crucial components in the truck because that the developers were afraid it would explode. So I'm not sure how that is ready to go. Now he's out in, I saw some interviews with him, and he's out in all sorts of crazy explanations. I never deceived anyone, and I never said directly that it could drive and all that sort of stuff. But just this one case would make me think, can we really trust this guy with our money? When he says that they have superior battery technology and no one has ever seen it and no one have ever heard about it, can we believe that? Well, I don't know. When he says that they have the Badger and they have the truck and they're just ready to hit the road, they're just a couple of small minor details. Is that really so, or is their current product also just about to explode? Well, I'm no expert, so I don't know. But when this one comes out, that he has actually to the investors and to the entire world saying in 2016 that we have a product pretty much ready to hit the road, and it comes out now that it was more ready to explode than it was ready to hit the road, well, then I get a bit skeptical. I have some more articles down here. This is from 19. Nikola electric trucks promise a Tesla-like revolution. That is pretty much all of the same, and here they're also saying that they already have orders for $3.2 billion. That is the thing I was skeptical about in the first videos as well, because many of these reservations were made without any down payment whatsoever. I have some older articles here. I have one from 2016 here, where we can also see that it is actually all about natural gas electric semi-trucks. That was all they were talking about. They were not even mentioning hydrogen at this point. So Nikola 1 natural gas electric semi-truck, it was all about revolutionizing the world with natural gas. So that was the semi-trucks here. They also have the Nikola Zero electric UTV here. There was something with that the first 5,000 reservation would be offered 100,000 gallons of free natural gas and so on and so forth, and that they would roll out an entire network of these natural gas stations. None of that really happened because all of a sudden they shifted focus and said, oh no, we're not going to be a natural gas revolutionizer. We are going for hydrogen now. And yeah, well, they're still going for hydrogen and they would beat all the electrical vehicles. But then all of a sudden, well, we also have an electrical truck as well. And all of a sudden, we actually have the best battery in the world. Nobody have seen it yet, and it is just around the corner. You'll see it soon, soon, soon. But honestly, I'm not buying it. And I might be wrong. That is absolutely a great. I've been wrong a million times before, so I might be completely wrong. They might actually have the money to revolutionize the hydrogen truck world, and they might have this magnificent battery. And if they have, I will definitely make a video and say, Trevor Milton, I'm sorry, but right now I simply don't see it. And I mentioned that in the first videos, but then I found out that the story about Trevor Milton actually might have been overselling his product before, and that made me a bit more convinced. So I have a lot of articles pretty much saying all of the same here. As I said, I will link to them below here. The company claims it will have 50 of those hydrogen stations up and running by 2020. That has not really happened yet. So it seems like a lot of what they have promised since 2016 has not happened. And if we just go back to Cathie Woods here, what she's saying is that they have put their numbers in their big calculators and they have crunched them. And what she says is that even if everything, every little detail goes to plan and go as planned and as set by Trevor Milton, then there is nowhere near money enough. And that is not taking into consideration that there might be manufacturing problems, there might be some technological problems, they might run into some battery problems or some hydrogen, I don't know. There is a million things that can go wrong. We have seen that with Tesla. That's one of the reasons why I didn't buy Tesla last year, was simply because I thought there was too many unknowns in the manufacturing process and they were lacking liquidity. They are in a much better place today, and that is why I have taken a small position. So this is pretty much it. The news today, the update was of course the ARK Invest analysis, and then my own little digging back to the cases that makes me doubt a little bit if this Trevor Milton guy can be trusted. And as I said, I don't know if he can. I'm not calling him a liar or anything, but when I am going to put my hard-earned money into a stock like this, especially in a normal big S&P 500 stock, I'm actually not looking too much at management quality, because there are a lot of analysts that have done that before. But in a tech startup like this, I want the management team and the manager, the CEO. I know he's stepping down as a CEO, but I want the management team to be a competent team, and the CEO should not be lying. And it seems like he has been at least overselling a bit, let's call it that, and not call it lying. And that makes me doubt that all of the promises, all of the claims he has now, that they are for real. But only time will tell. And as I said, if it turns out that I'm completely wrong, well, then I'll make a video and say I was completely wrong. I have no problem with that. But before you throw your hard-earned money after Nikola, then at least consider some of this and maybe take it as a swing trading case if you are to go into it. As you might remember, you can go in and say, well, I am using these moving averages and only buying when they are below maybe a 10 moving average. I have my 20 here, but as you can see, this would have sent me out of Nikola, and it can easily be that I could be sent in again. I would probably not speculate in the Nikola stock, but it's just, if you're going that way, I would suggest that you go for the shorter term swing trading, trying to find some good swings and jumps in the stock instead of holding it for the long term, because I am not certain that this is the last drop we have seen in the stock. I mentioned the other day in my analysis that I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it in 35 to 40 within a short while, and voila, a couple of days later it was just around kissing the 40 here. I think it can go further down, and 2025 I would not be surprised. But let's see what the future will bring. That's all for now. That's all for the update. Take care of yourself, take care of your money out there, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.